Good morning, good morning, good morning. Just wanted to come on Facebook this morning and say, you should really not idolize others. Whether it's an artist, whether it's another human being, you should really not idolize others and put others before your relationship with God or, your centeredness with God. But, um, this is kind of a very tough thing to admit because I don't want to really admit it, but there are some artists I think I've kind of like idolized a bit that I put before certain things and possibly God in sometimes in some cases. But there are some artists that I kind of I kind of idolized and kind of put above that pedestal of God that I shouldn't have put or put on such a high pedestal that they were almost like God-like and they weren't supposed to be considered God-like because they're really not God. You're not really supposed to idolize any idols or any human beings to other than God. So, um, but I do. I mean, I have people that I'm very fond of in like art and entertainment because every artist does, But then there's some people that really just grab at me and say, "Oh, that person's such an inspiration," or "That person's such an inspiration." But when does the inspiration turn into like an idolized form of like, putting them before a lot of things that really, especially like God, that really shouldn't really happen, Um, the thing is too, I mean, I got I stopped following Joseph Arthur for multiple reasons. Our relationship should have ended, back in 2012. 2012, 2011, our relationship should have ended. But even after the fact, I was following him on social media. I was still trying to connect with what he was doing. I mean, I probably was never going to see the man again personally, but I mean, I was still able to follow him and still see what he was up to, and still, buy the art and show my support to him as an artist. But I really wasn't, as far as the relationship, I might not have been getting that relationship back that I once had because of a female fan. But there was a lot of artists that I found out about and I've kind of grown into because of Joseph Arthur and because of other artists that I would listen to. Um, and some of the artists that I would even listen to from Joseph Arthur's like point of end, there's a couple people for a little while, I think it was last year, a couple of months ago, I was posting constantly. I was like idolizing a little bit more, and I was posting constantly, like Greg Dooley or Mark Lanigan and stuff. I mean, Mark Lanigan passed away, which, was really kind of a really big down point to me, He passed away probably a couple few years ago that, that was a really big down point. He actually got caught COVID and actually died. So, he actually, he passed from COVID. His situation was so bad from smoking and drinking and stuff that he actually, died when he got COVID. So, um, but yeah, he passed away. But yeah, you just like you idolize these people, right? You idolize and put these people before God, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. Is that people put people before certain people, and I have a tendency to put certain people on a pedestal. Sometimes I shouldn't be put on a pedestal. The only person that should be put on a pedestal is my relationship with God, and and what God means to me and who God is. Not really, all these other artists or all these other people, I mean, some people idolize Chloe Bailey. I mean, I think Chloe Bailey is a pretty woman and stuff, but I mean, some of her music's okay. I mean, some of her music I don't like, and some of her music I do like. So, I think Chloe Bailey kind of is growing into who she is as an artist and a woman, and it's kind of showing me different things about what I like about Chloe and what I don't like about Chloe. I mean, she was obviously a fresh artist when I started finding out about her over the pandemic with her and her sister, but because I found out about her and her sister through over the pandemic during quarantine. So, um, but I kind of idolize them a little bit because they're just attractive women. They're just, as a male, I like attractive women, and I kind of tend to grow. I won't like say idolize them, but I'm kind of a little low key obsessed over Chloe and Holly a little bit, but and Willow and a couple other people because they're like gorgeous women. That's as a male would probably do, but. Um, still, I just don't want to put people on a pedestal and put people, put these people before God or your relationship with God. And with Joseph Arthur, with Joseph Arthur, I mean, there were times that I would put him before a lot of other artists or a lot of other people I would even support and stuff, and try to just put him in such a pedestal. And people were like, why are you putting him on such a pedestal, Even after the fact that we had our, a misunderstanding, and, there was a misunderstanding and stuff that happened between me and Joseph. And it's just kind of the point that ended our relationship as actual friends. That people wonder, when people found out about the misunderstanding and what actually had happened and stuff like that over the female fan and etc., that a lot of people were like, treating it like I was the bad person, and like, why do you idolize the guy so much when you obviously, had a misunderstanding where you did a little more than curse him out, a little more than curse him out, or said a little more to him than curse him out, online, basically. I said a little more to him than curse him out online over the female fan, and, some people thought I could have gone to jail for it, but, I didn't go to jail for it. Luckily, I was in the process of knowing Joe, and Joe was like, dude, I'm sorry, dude. I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but I wish you the best. So I said, okay, Granted, I was going through a lot of mental traumas, a lot of mental health issues and things back then too. So some of it which had nothing to do with him, but right here at home and right here in this apartment, and some other things that I was true with. But yeah, I just wanted to get that off my chest, that we can't idolize people, but I have a tendency to idolize people and put people before God, and I need to not do that. You can even put Christian people before God. There's Christian artists that people might look up to, and stuff like that. You can put before God. I mean, I used to do that too as a little kid. I used to have these Christian celebrity crushes and like some Christian female singers, and I used to have such a crush on them. I put them on a high pedestal, and I do that from time to time. People say I get a little borderline, putting people on pedestals and shit. But I mean, you gotta learn that God's got to be at the top. First and foremost, whatever you build your relationships on, your life on, God's got to be at the top. You're not going to have anything stable if you don't have a solid foundation within God. And there seems to be a problem. I see a problem. I'm realizing that I idolize these certain people, or in the past I tend to idolize certain people or put people on such of a pedestal, or etc. And then I tend to have such a disappointment and stuff when stuff happens, or etc. And then people just show me that they're just not worth it, and then it's just like a huge fall from grace, or etc. So, but yeah, I probably sound sick again. I don't know if I do or not, but it's in my chest, But yeah, I swear I woke up this morning feeling fine. Now I'm going back to being stuffed up and chest congested. But I mean, hopefully I'm getting better. Hopefully COVID wise I'm also getting better. But I gotta put my faith in God, that God's got me. Whatever the outcome, God's got me. I hope He doesn't take me anytime soon, because I feel like I still have a lot more work and things I need to do on this earth, and things I would like to accomplish, before I actually pass away. But I definitely got to work on putting God first a little bit more, despite my artistic heroes. I mean, it's good to have an artistic hero and put an artistic hero first as a basis of like, oh, you're inspired by this person. This person inspires you as an artist, and it's good to have an inspiration. It's good to have inspiration, and not really you don't want to do everything that the artist does and stuff like that. You don't want to do everything that the artist does and stuff, and be, and trying to be like actually be the artist, but you want to take from the artist in a way to be inspired and stuff, to do your own thing, to grow and to prosper as yourself as an artist. And that's what I was trying to do, but there's been so much bullshit based off of like my, the situations that have happened about the stuff that that basically God's trying to tell me, I think, just to go a different route or a different way, and he's been telling me that for the longest time, and I think I'm finally listening that, that certain people are just not worthy of being put on a pedestal. Like, I get these crushes on different women, and sometimes I'll put my crushes on pedestals, and I'll just... And sometimes I become infatuated. I won't lie. Sometimes some crushes I become infatuated with, but that hasn't happened for a very long time. I mean, I get anxieties with crushes. I get infatuated sometimes. I go through the motions sometimes when I get a crush. So, it's not always easy. It's not always easy for me. My dating life absolutely sucks, but yeah, I also feel awful again. Here I am, like, sweating bullets, but um uh, but yeah, just don't idolize people. That's all I really wanted to come on the line and say at this point, is try to put God at the center, at the first and foremost center of everything, or like the top of everything, or even in the center. I don't know where you want to place him, on the top of the center, but put God like in the foremost front of what you do, and watch how your life tends to change. It's something I'm working on. It's something I'm working on trying to do. Obviously, life and things, and things that are going on, and things, and stuff like that. But yeah, I just wanted to just talk about that, and basically, speak on that. Sorry, I'm looking at my computer. My computer said that today is high as a tie record. They're saying that it's high. I can't really check the fucking weather on my computer. It's weird. But yeah, it's today is I guess it's gonna be a hot one. I guess so. Um, but yeah, so just don't idolize people. I mean, sometimes people are crap heads. Sometimes your crushes are not always made out to be what they're made out to what they're supposed to be. I mean, I'm learning that more and more the hard way. I mean, I've gotten to know people, and I've learned that people are letting me down, and people wouldn't have had to let me down if I just left that person alone and didn't say, oh, that person was a crush, or that person was this, or if I think the thing is that sometimes the people we chase after don't want us, and the people that chase after us we don't want. It's just a normal thing. It's like the people that chase after us they don't want us, and well, the people that chase after us we don't usually want, and the people that we chase after they don't want us. So, or something like that. I almost screwed it up at first, but I'm gonna leave it at that point. But and sometimes you should just wonder if you should just stop chasing and see what actually catches up to you, that you might actually be able to court or date or something. But I can't wait to get rid of this fucking COVID, because but that's all I gotta say at this point. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I'm not gonna come on here and ramble too much. Peace.